Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Tuesday night. Keyboard Warriors Tuesday night MMA Hangout. My name's Eddie Law. I was thinking about it before I went live. There's not a lot to talk about in terms of MMA, right? I mean, not a whole like any events or anything, but there's plenty as far as stuff that's cracking. Like I was reading up right now. Justin Gaethje versus Charles Oliveira is possibly next, which is a pretty good fight. Michael Chandler is going to be taking on Dan Hooker. Solid matchup. Don't know who to pick on that one yet, but we'll figure it out. What else we got on the MMA wise? They're still talking about Jan Blachowicz versus Izzy. A lot of people are still talking about that. Bethe Correia had surgery. She's out of her fight. Andrei Arlovsky's still fighting. Okay, that's cool, man. Could go forever. Who else? Oh, right. Kamaru Usman versus Gilbert Burns finally rebooked UFC 258. That's a good fight. That's a fight where I honestly couldn't tell you who I'm picking. That's a weird one, right? Gut instinct says Usman, but both guys have been out for a while now, so I'm wondering what kind of shape they're both in. Obviously they've both been training and everything, so they're probably good on that end. But it's a weird fight to have to wait for. Right? Like it's not okay. Let me put it this way: I'm not like hell yeah, it's fucking finally gonna go down the way I was when Khabib and Tony Ferguson got rebooked for the millionth time. Right? Like it's gotta finally go down. Come on, like we need this fight. It's a good fight. I'm not really sure who I'm picking though. Oh, it is. What's up? What's up? Chandler's doing which one we're talking. I saw that shit. You think it's gonna be standing bang? What? Usman, Gilbert Burns? If it is, it's a bad night for Usman in my opinion. He's improved. Don't get me wrong. I'm being over with. Oh man, Gaethje's coach from Colorado. Fuck my life, I can't remember his name. It's not Jason Perillo, I know that, but fuck, it's like that name's on the tip of my tongue. Anyway, but you know what I'm talking about. He's gotten better. Gaethje was Oliveira should be a good one. I got the Bronx by submission. Yeah, it's very possible, but it should be a firefight for as long as it lasts. Hopefully, Daniel was good. Raider, how you been? Trevor, thank you, Trevor Whitman. I see Hooker getting a finish over Chandler. Okay. Thank you, Texas Ranger. Appreciate you coming on, dude. Okay, Hooker getting a finish. How? Now, I'm not saying it's not gonna happen. I think it's possible too, but I wonder. Chandler Fury is back would have been interesting in the UFC. Right. What's up, Dan? I think he's late as fuck. Not as late as Askren was coming from a Bellator, right? But still pretty late. Like he's gonna finish his career in the UFC. This is his last, probably 3-4 fights. I don't think he'll be here very long. And he really shouldn't be, to be honest with you. Steely Simon was good. What's good? All right, so like I said, there's not a whole crazy bunch to talk about. And man, obviously, big event coming up here. What do we at? Like, I honestly, I was counting down, and then I forgot. Let me see if I can pull it up here for you guys. 257, Dustin Poirier taking on Conor McGregor. Sorry for the drive, but it's late and I got to work. Just wanted to say what's up. Hey, I appreciate you, man. Hey, have a good night, dude. I will catch you when I catch you, bro. Take care. How do you think Dan's gonna pop people off for streaming? So there is a piece of legislation in somebody. Dan Hooker got some pop in those knees. That's very true. Okay, so there is legislation that I heard about that's going to be something about, they're going to go after streamers in a way. I don't really know the exact details on it. Let me see if I can pull it up while we're here. Let's see what he's got. All right, so I'll pull up the article I'm looking at. This is Jesus, this is bloody elbow. So take it for what you will. By the way, is there any like MMA outlet that anybody trusts anymore? I don't have one. I really don't. Like my guys at Cage Side Press are like to me the best, and they're straight up all the time. But even people like try to shit on them, but no, like to me, like Cage Side Press might be the one. All those small ones I think are the best ones. The ones that are big are like Junkie has the blue corner with their bullshit, and Bloody Elbow gets plenty of grief and all that. But I don't hate Bloody Elbow, to be honest with you. I know quite a few people that write for them. I just I don't trust all of it. So this guy right here, obviously this is the intro, I guess, the preview for 257. And this guy Israel goes, "Can't wait to pirate the fuck out of this. Thanks, Dana. I'm excited." And Dana White actually saw it and responds, "And I can't wait to catch you. Got a surprise for you, motherfuckers, this year." So let's see. Ever since 2012, the UFC's been cracking down on illegal streamers. In 2014, the company was able to successfully track down and sue an individual for 12 grand. What? How do you do that? That's insane. I wonder if he's like, because you guys know there's one dude named Herschel that goes over, works with the UFC. He goes around and like pops anybody for putting fight videos on Twitter and on Facebook and all that. He popped me for like a fucking fight poster or some shit like that. Fucking dick. Anyway, so all the pay-per-views are going up to $70, right? Let's see. Yeah, $69.99, right? And it's gonna be from now on. Like, it's not just the Conor McGregor card, which I would expect it to be. But let's see if he didn't give any details. All I know is that I have heard there is some kind of legislation that's out there that's gonna like target streamers, right? So I mean, I don't know. First of all, I don't know if I'll be able to cover too many cards anymore, pay-per-views anyway, because I'm not paying for every single one. We've seen plenty of shit cards like this asshole. Here's the thing: people are like, everyone starts going, "Who's going to pay for $70 for a pay-per-view?" The reason it's priced that way is because he knows people will pay it. You know what I mean? Like, people are going to pay $70. You know what I mean? He's going to be fine. The UFC's going to go on. They're not, a lot of people are like, "Oh, this is a huge mistake. They're going to do this. They're going to do that." Remember, they don't care about me. They don't care about you. They don't care about the hardcore fan. They don't care about anybody who's been watching since '93 as much as he wants to tell us he does, or the UFC does. He cares about the casuals with the cash. That's what it is, right? It's where the money is. The McGregor fans, the McGregor fans, the Ronda fans from back in the day, all the ones that are just there because it's like, "Oh shit, yeah, I want to be in on that." It's like going to, not a Suns game, maybe going to like a Warriors game or a Laker game, and you sit in the front. The people that sit in the front, other than like Jack Nicholson for the Lakers, aren't really basketball fans. They're not there to watch the game. They're there to be seen. I was in fucking floor seats at the Laker game, whatever, right? It's sort of the same thing with the McGregor fight for the most part, not completely. There's plenty of hardcore fans that watch McGregor, us included, but a lot of people just like, "Oh, we're gonna watch the McGregor fight." Like, when McGregor fought Aldo, my dad asked me about the fight. My dad doesn't watch any fighting. He stopped watching boxing when Mike Tyson retired the first time, right? I forgot. Oh, no, it wasn't not Burbick. Whatever. It wasn't his last fight, but I forgot when he stopped watching. But he stopped watching. He didn't care anymore. He only watched Tyson and Mexican boxers, and there wasn't any Mexican boxers up until Canelo, which he still doesn't watch. That he cared about, so he don't watch MMA. But he texted me, he's like, "Hey man, what time's the McGregor fight?" And I'm like, "Sorry, it was from McGregor Mayweather, not Aldo. My bad, McGregor Mayweather." And what time was the McGregor fight? And I'm like, "The fuck you know about McGregor, dude? This man's like 56, 57 years old, runs, has a bunch of shit going on. He ain't got time for that." All right, sorry, catching up on your comments here. What do you think of Scott Coker's comments about UFC letting fighters go? Good for them. And now they have the best light heavyweight division in the world now. If I was signing a bunch of fucking dudes that were UFC washouts, I guess, for lack of a better term, I can't look, just guys and girls of the UFC, and I picked them up, I would say that shit too. I wouldn't be like, "Oh, they left over there because they they did this, because they lost or whatever, or they weren't that good, and they came over here because we're the lower leagues." No, they'd be like, "Oh, it's good for us to let them go." Kind of saying like, Dana, Dana doesn't know what he's doing, whatever, or Dana messed up letting him go. We're gonna, capitalize. They said that with, he said that. I mean, look, and I'm not gonna lie to you, Ryan Bader, Corey Anderson, AJ. You guys know Anthony Johnson's over there, right? Rumble Johnson. That guy's over there. So, I don't agree with him completely because of Izzy going to 205, but look, man, he's a sales guy, right? Go to a car lot, go to GMC, go to Chevy, and go over there and be like, "Hey, I'm picking between the Chevy Silverado, and Toyota Tundra." That Chevy salesman is going to tell you that Toyota sucks, right? at least compared to his truck. Why? Because they're trying to sell you a product. So Scott Coker's gonna say, "I have the best light heavyweight division. I have the best this. I have the best that." You know, we all know better. I think. By the way, I still have a bone to pick with Bellator with the fact that I just never know when they're on because they don't tell anybody. They're shit at like advertising, and then it's always a different channel these days. There's legislation about stealing too. It's called "Thou Shalt Not Steal" in the Bible. People still do it, right? Unbroken. It's a good point. Kid vs. Hollywood was on ABC early on the 16th. That is a huge deal. Huge deal. You guys remember when the UFC went on Fox for the first time, right? National television. Like huge channel. I mean, here in Arizona or in Phoenix, it's Channel 10. Boom, Channel 10. Cain Velasquez versus JDS. First of all, they were upset that fight lasted as short as it did. However, it was a spectacular finish, and they picked up plenty of fans off of that. But this ABC pickup is going to be dope. And that is a hell of a fight to have. Kattar versus Holloway. That fight's not going to end quickly, I don't think. That fight's going to go solid 3, 4, maybe 5 rounds, I think. And it's gonna be a showcase with the UFC. It's what I don't like is that they're gonna go in there and clean up all the blood because you know it's gonna be blood in that fight. Yeah, huge show. If they keep raising the prices, they're gonna lose customers. They're already losing customers. First of all, this $70, I'm not paying every single pay-per-view for, you know. Anyway, but I'm not paying $70 a month, right? You want a month money from me? You better kick that down like the WWE. Give me all the pay-per-views for that monthly fee, and I'll pay that shit forever. I don't even care, right? But, you know, and exactly this. I pay for so many tickets to UFC events. I don't give a fuck. I stream all the pay-per-views now, allegedly. I got you, Raider. Allegedly did that, but I don't blame anybody for streaming it. And the number one argument I get is, well, you're taking money from the fighters. Look at how much they're getting paid. No, the fuck we're not. They're getting such a small slice of the pie. Now, we get all mad about that. Independent contractors, we can bitch all we want about the fact that they're not getting paid enough, and I agree, they're not getting paid enough. All right. You know what you're signing up for. Don't, you know, when you're going to sign up for the fight game, understand you're not going to get paid very much unless you get to the big time. Now, that's why some people, you know, like that's why some people, like the ones that other skills, right, they can go get another, you know, start a business or get a day job or whatever, you know, can go off and do their own thing and only fight a few times, realize they don't have it to, you know, to get all the way to the top and bail. Not all of them, if not most of them, don't have that, but it's a shitty way to learn, you know, that everything's a business, but it is business. Let me be frank. What's up, dude? Yeah, man, it's rough, but yeah, I mean, yeah, I've gotten plenty of events. I don't feel that they have. I don't understand it, man. I really don't. $70 pay-per-view when they're already getting 500, you know, 500 buys minimum from ESPN. Like, yeah, I get it, man. I get it. They need to make money, but you know, it is what it is. It's bullshit. $80 for a highlight reel, 5 minutes after Twitter. Yeah, after on Twitter, right? I'm with you. There is something about watching it live, right? Like, I don't know if you guys watched this Ryan Garcia fight this last weekend. I think it was. I wasn't watching it live until I saw the clip of Garcia getting knocked down. I was like, what the fuck? I found a way to watch it live, and watching him finish that dude with a body shot. First of all, if you guys want to have some fun, go to Instagram and go to Ryan Garcia's Instagram and watch people like that Jake Paul do and other people do the body shot challenge. Everybody breaks except for Francis Ngannou. Francis Ngannou did that shit. He giggled. Go watch it. It's hilarious. Might even be on Twitter. Hey, appreciate that, Broken. Bellator and UFC work together for monopoly reasons. They could, but the UFC doesn't need Bellator. You know what I mean? Like, the fighters need Bellator. They need Bellator to act right. The fighters need PFL. They need PFL. If anyone's doing right by the fighters, in my opinion, it's PFL. Now, it might maybe not by the per fight pay, but hey, here's $1 million in the pot. Come get it. You know what I'm saying? You get your own sponsors. Bellator does it too. That's where they can fuck the fighters. If you want to see where they fuck the fighters, that goddamn Reebok Reebok deal, and now it's gonna be is it Venom? It's ridiculous. Oh, sorry, folks. I was working out for this, and I'm strictly on the garage workout at this point. Fucking stupid COVID. Go to the Russo Automotive. They're always honest. Appreciate that. I used to pay for UFC Fight Club membership, which was supposed to come with 2 free pay-per-views, and when the UFC switched over to ESPN Plus, they screwed me out of my pay-per-views. You don't need to hit someone. Did you hit anyone up about that? Because they should have to do right by you. They should have to do right by you, unless they have some kind of like small print when you sign that, when you pay for that Fight Club thing. Who can forget that UFC on Fox premiere? That was a clusterfuck. Yeah, it was pretty bad. Was that the one where would you guys remember when it was much, it must have been before that, when Rogan had to host some kind of panel on television, but he was so stoned that it was this an awkward mess of like cuts. Like it would cut to Rogan, he'd introduce somebody, and cut to the person, they'd just stand there, just sit there. It was like Chuck Liddell thing. He was like, and like Rogan was so high, he like announced the wrong person. Yeah. Who you picking in that fight? Got Cater? Ooh. Man, I'm a Max Holloway fan, dude. That dude's like, he's, I mean, fucking definition of kill be kill right there in the featherweight division. I gotta go Holloway. 800 a year on pay-per-views, bro. I'm fucking on pay-per-views that you get 24 hours. Like when for example, I'll be honest, I'm gonna buy the McGregor pay-per-view because fighting an alleged stream that's not gonna cut every 15 seconds because everyone's looking for it. And then because I also do the play-by-play for Cage Press, which I'll be doing. Finding a stream that works is impossible. So for cards like that I know are going to be a pain in the ass to allegedly find, more than likely I buy, right? But so what I do is when I do buy them, which is every time, is I watch it live, I call the fight, go to sleep. I wake up early as shit the next morning because I wake up anyway. I got kids, they wake me up anyway, and I put it on, right? But you got to put it on. You get 24 hours from the moment you bought it, you paid for it, and you get 24 hours to watch as many times as you want, right? I know a lot of people that do, they record it on their DVRs or on even on their computers. There's a way to record on your computer and to have a file, but after you watch it a couple times, like, what's the point? So yeah, like 800 a year is ridiculous, dude. 800 a year, man. A cheap set of tires. Probably a phone bill for, depending on how cheap you are, phone bill. Probably pay your cable for that much. Internet, maybe, depending on how cheap you are. Again, it's all, that's money. It's just too much. I'll do $20 a month if they did a WWE Network style streaming. Agreed. Me too. Sign me up. I'll be the first one to sign up if they do that. You know what I mean? And that's what Fight Pass, I think, should have been. I stopped Fight Pass. Like, I've watched so many fights over and over and over again. And to this point that they crank out so many new fights that I never have time to go back. And I kind of justify the expense every month to myself by saying like, oh, but Eddie Bravo's going to do EBI. I don't want to miss EBI. How often does he do an EBI? Again, they don't tell anybody. I found out about EBIs like the day of. And at that point, I got my whole day playing. Again, I got a family, dude. I got shit to do. But yeah, like I wish, like, like they did that and they could. They just don't. They just fucking don't. That pay-per-view model's gotta die at some point, and the UFC's gonna fucking crack. It's like Mufasa falling off the fucking about to fall into the whatever, into the stampede and shit, and scars above him with fucking claws in, right? Dana White's the fucking claws. No, Dana White. The pay-per-view model is fucking Mufasa, and we're a fucking Scar, right? Because we keep paying this shit. At some point, we gotta be like, long live the king, bitch. Bah, die pay-per-view model. But it's gonna take everybody to do it. That's the thing I say about everything. Everyone's just like, oh, I get pissed about the price. They get pissed about politics and all that. Agreed. I'm with you. There's a lot of fucked shit in this world. I vote my wallet, right? For example, I don't like. What example can I use? I don't like, and everyone can have their own opinion on this, but I think it was Hobby Lobby. I don't know if you guys have Hobby Lobby in the whole country. I know we have in Arizona and in the West Coast. I don't like that Hobby Lobby went out of their way to like fight, like help provide birth control for their employees. I don't think that's that much of an expense. I think they pushed it on a religious thing. I don't know if it's true or not, but that bugs me because, you know, then they get to the whole abortion talk and all this shit. But that bugged me, so stop shopping there. Where else? I don't shop. You know, like just places that I don't that go out of their way to make a stand, like a political stand. I find out about it and I don't agree with it, or any kind of stand. I just don't. I don't pay for it. All right. I don't like. I don't know. Like I don't go to certain websites as far as like MMA goes because of some of the shit they put up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that's why I'm still on that, you know, MMA clickbait, aka, or, you know, MMA fighting, that rag. I still go on there. I still go on Bloody Elbow and everything, but like junkie with their blue corner shit bugs me. You know what I mean? Stuff like that, like vote with your wallet type of stuff. With the UFC, with pay-per-views, it would be an insane, you know, it would be insane. You know, it would be hard to get people to do it, but to get a bunch of fans to be like, fuck that, we're not paying. You know what I mean? We're not doing it. You know, like, and get a lot of people to not pay it and make the UFC change, it would be fucking impossible. Like, because there's a reason. Look, the reason Dana White's cracking up the price is because someone's gonna pay. He knows it. He doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't care. He's got a product that's good. He doesn't pay much for the product in the first place, so his profit is really good. And you know, it's what it is, man. It's a business. It's like the NFL. Oh no, it's like college football, right? College football, everyone's gonna be like, everyone says like, oh, we don't need to pay these players because they're, you know, they're getting a free education. But they don't tell you is that those kids can only get certain degrees. What I mean by that is that schedule for classes can't interfere with team meetings, team practices, and games, right? You got to depending on the, you know, COVID or not season, you got quite a few games, playoffs, even away games for college students, away games, shit like that. All right. I had a friend that played at the University of Arizona when I went there, and he wanted to be a med student, right? And he was a starter, and he went to the league, right? And he didn't stay very long, but if I can say maybe like a year, and he was on the bench, but he was a starter. He was a playmaker, and he like he wanted to be a med student, and they told him, oh, well, maybe you should do something to do communications because, you know, this or that, because, you know, you got, you know, these classes are gonna get in the way of meetings, and you got to lift at this time, and they're right. You got to do, you know, you got to play your sport. That's the deal you make. But, you know, it's you know, I think you should pay those players, right? So the NCAA gets billions of dollars, and it gives out the minimum, pays the bare minimum. Dana White pays out the bare minimum to most of his product, and the top few, he fights to pay in the bare minimum. And, you know, that's why you got guys like John Jones that goes, fuck you, I'm not taking that little bit of money. You got to respect that dude. GSP is like, all right, I'm retiring. You're not paying me. Nick Diaz, you know, I'm pay me and I'll fight. You know, pay me what we're due. Nate, right? In certain ways, McGregor doesn't take just any check you give him. That guy says you got to pay me, and he knows what he's worth. Cowboy taking a check apparently. I don't know, but anyway, you guys know what I'm saying. All the pay-per-views, documentaries, grappling tournaments is $20 a month. It's way better deal. This current way of pay-per-view is outdated. It is outdated, and I don't think, you know what? I think, you know who's gonna change it first is boxing. They got to change it first, and those crooks aren't gonna do that. That's why it's important that MMA fans watch Bellator. I agreed. Like I said, the fighters need Bellator. They need PFL, but they need them to act right. Completely act right. Don't like compete. Legitimately compete. Try to compete with the UFC. Like, put in some actual effort. Combate Americas, for as small as they are, they bust their, like, A lot of times, like you see some bangers on those cards. They might be lighter weights, but they fucking scrap. You want to see some scraps? Combate Americas, like Campbell. Campbell McLaren. I never got to talk to him quite a few times, but Campbell McLaren, as crazy as he is, has some balls, right? And he's true. It's just being as small as they are. It's hard to, not. It's hard to compete with just the amount of power and money that the UFC has. But I mean, I would love for Combate Americas to become huge. I went to introduce a friend into MMA. What's up, Mr. Beckham? I went to introduce a friend into MMA and took him a Bellator. Ryan Bader versus Fedor. Fedor didn't even throw a punch. He got KO. Shake my head. Right. And I bet you were like selling Fedor big time, right? Because I was for that fight. I'm not the biggest Ryan Bader fan. There's a reason. He used to train in Arizona. I just say that much. I mean, he might still. I don't know. But I went to his gym one time, and that's where I leave it. But yeah, no, I wanted Fedor to knock him the fuck out. When Fedor got knocked out, I'm like, God damn it. All right, they're already letting ESPN Fight Pass money, so I don't know. Yeah, exactly. They're already getting man. I kind of see several times about the pay-per-views, and they just keep telling me they'll get back to me, motherfuckers. Just keep at it, dude. That's money they owe you. $83 a month for pay-per-view is not the move. Agreed. Watching Bellator take some effort between the pacing, Big John's horrible commentary, it kills me. So here's the thing about the commentary in any promotion. I have learned that mute button is gold. Now I've always muted it when I do the play-by-play. The only time I unmute it is when it hits the ground and it's something I don't recognize, right? The stand-up game, for the most part, you can break down even if you're not super fluent. But I am. So I've trained Muay Thai, boxing, a little bit of karate, but most of the years that I've trained has been Muay Thai, right? And so I can more or less break down most of what they're doing. It's in jiu-jitsu for quite a few years now. But sometimes they get to a position, I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Or I don't have the camera doesn't have a good angle, but Joe does, or whatever. Or Dom does, or whatever, Steve DC. I'll unmute it then. So we can hear what they're saying, like, oh, that's what the fuck it is, and boom, I get to keep doing play-by-play. I don't watch it with commentary until the next day. I always watch the cards twice because I like to watch as a fan because you miss shit when you're typing, right? So, I always go back and everything. So, yeah, the commentary, I just mute it. And I've heard the last Bellator I watched, I only watched like 3 fights, but the last 3. But Big John is awful. I can't do it. I wish he would just fucking ref again. But look, man, I get it. Being a ref doesn't pay much. You don't get the respect that honestly you deserve. As part of being an MMA referee, but it's probably a nice little gig. He probably gets paid a lot just off his name, and he probably doesn't have to travel as much. I mean, think about it. Herb Dean he's probably on a plane constantly, especially when COVID isn't crazy. Oh, Polaris is dope. No one ever fucking talk about Polaris. Hey, fucking props to you for even knowing about it. A lot of people. I was talking about like Polaris is a fucking dope ass event. They have a lot of good grapple matches. They have like big time matchups that nobody gets to see because no one watches it. It's fucking weird. Current pay-per-view model is about 8 years outdated. Probably longer, but yeah. Appreciate that, I'm broken. Why do fighters fight such on contracts that be one by one once you're John or Habib? Agreed. So obviously we're not privy to those contracts, right? Maki Kawa's not going to release that. Ali's not going to release that. Dana White's dames are not going to release that. And the fighters, it doesn't help them release it. For example, like NBA, NFL players, their shit gets released for 2 reasons. Actually, no, mainly 1 reason. It gets released because the owners want the owners and the front office staff want to be able to be like, so and so player needs to play better. We're paying them this much money, and fans, instead of saying like, oh man, maybe he's hurt, oh maybe this is going on, maybe that's going on, maybe the scheme is bad, maybe the coaching's bad, or maybe the front office sucks. They that player's making this much money, they should be better. Like, what I mean, that kind of shit. Fighters you don't really get to hear it anymore. You used to be able to hear it. They used to fucking break that out, and you used to get how many pay-per-view buys everything got and all that. Now you get estimates. But I think long contracts come like it's like a false sense of security. In the NFL, your contract is not guaranteed. They give you let's say you get a 7-year, which is incredibly rare now. Like let's say 5 years, you get a 5-year contract in the NFL, right? Some of it, like they tell you, this much of it is guaranteed. So you will get, what's that, Wizards Warrior? You will get, out of 100 million, for example, 40 million is guaranteed, right? The rest of it's if you complete the contract. Well, let's say 2 years in, you blow your knee out. You're going to get your 40 million guaranteed, right? But you're not getting 100. So when that number goes out, oh, he signed a 5-year, $100 million contract. That's not true. That's not, you're not getting 100 million. You might, but it's super rare that anyone, and at some point, at the end of those contracts, because those contracts, the number goes up every year, the salary, and it hits their cap every year, it goes higher and higher. At some point, they're just like, fuck it, cut the losses, and they just cut you. They don't gonna pay you. Right. And yeah, Combat's dope. So as far as like fights, like, yeah, you can sign a 6-fight deal. And that 6-fight deal guarantees that for those 6 fights that you fight, you get this much to show, this much to win. Or like certain guys like John Jones, this much to show up and fight. And it's usually a pretty big number, 500 grand, maybe more. And then pay-per-view points if you are a champion, shit like that. However, they can just cut you whenever they want. So it's a nice little fucking deal for the UFC that they can basically do whatever they want. It helps to be the first one to do something big. Okay, that's why the nose is who he is, because he was there first. That's why. Who else you want to throw in there? Whoever. Like, you guys know. Because as long as you were there first, you get some kind of clout off of that. So, and you get to control the whole market. Like I don't know if you guys have kept up with this with the I think it's the antitrust or whatever lawsuit against the UFC. It hasn't been going super great for the UFC, but I haven't kept up with it in a minute. So I was wondering if any of you guys knew anything about it. All right, let's see. Got a few minutes left here. Check the rest of the headlines. Let's see. Nothing really. Derek Lewis against Curtis Blades are scheduled for February 20th. Why are we still doing Derek Lewis against Curtis Blades? Give me Derek Lewis against Greg Hardy and let's get it over with. Greg Hardy is not going to last in UFC. Like, he's not. That dude's going to go take his ass right over to Bellator, or better yet, PFL. And not because those are lower leagues, which they are, but not going over because they're lower leagues, but because he needs to go somewhere to develop if he really wants to be a fighter. You know what I mean? Okay. Nothing on the rags. Let's see what ESPN's got. Cleveland Browns left tackle Jedrick Wills Jr. and receiver Rashard Higgins cited for drag racing. The Cleveland Browns make the playoffs, and these motherfuckers are celebrating by drag racing. That's crazy. Fucking hell. They already lose. Like, those guys are gonna play at least, but they're already missing like a couple Pro Bowl players for this weekend's playoff game, and their head coach, bro. Let's see. Nick Saban's daughter apologized for tweet accusing Ohio State of using COVID-19 excuse to postpone college football playoff title game so Justin Fields can heal. She might not be wrong. You never know. Greg Hardy's lazy, but he's also incredibly, like, dude, I think about it, man. After, like, maybe 20 years of football, from the time you're a little kid playing Pee-wee to when you're in the NFL, like, one thing over and over again. I'm a defensive end. I'm a defensive end. I'm a defensive end. Boom, boom, boom. Get the quarterback. And then you switch over to a completely different sport. It takes a long time to get acclimated, right? Like, these days, man, think about it. Like, if Tank Abbott was, 30, I don't even know. He was not young when he started. But let's say Tank Abbott came into the UFC today. He would get fucked up. Tank Abbott in the UFC today, at his prime that he was when he was in the UFC, he would get fucked up. Why? Because these kids that are fighting now, these motherfuckers have been training since they were kids. Fuck you. Fuck you, Jesse. Asshole. It's still a sore spot, bro. We can't talk about that until like next season. Anyway. Speaking of Greg Hardy, Jesse's his biggest fan. But I mean, I hear you on those contracts. It's stupid. But I mean, think about it, man. Greg Hardy's coming into the sport after playing football for his whole life, and then he's told to change everything. So I don't look, as a person, I don't care for him. As a fighter, I think he has a little bit of potential, but I think he's close to his ceiling. I don't think he's a UFC caliber guy. Yeah, he knocked out some dudes, sure. None of them were named Ngannou or Overeem or Stipe, obviously, or JDS. You guys know what I'm saying, right? Once he ran into a couple motherfuckers, and then Marcin Tybura finishes that. So, mind you, I think that last fight, it looked like he was having like an asthma attack, but I might have been wrong. I don't know. But I don't know. Just take his ass. If he's gonna fight, he needs to take his ass to the lower leagues, just straight up. Mayhem's back in prison. Fuck, at least he's alive, man. Mayhem Miller, dude. That dude is in his prime. Was a scary motherfucker on the ground, dude. Anyone that doesn't know Mayhem Miller needs to Google him. But Mayhem Miller was so dope, and something happened up here. By the way, real name is Jason Miller. Jason Miller, Mayhem Miller, is just one of those dudes that is just wild, but you wonder if he's taking so much head damage, like brain damage, that he's fucked up. You know what I mean? Let's see. There's legal issues. August 26, 2020 was revealed that Miller was arrested on August 21st in California once again, was charged with felony crimes, first-degree burglary, and grand theft auto. Currently being held Harbor Justice Center, Newport Beach, California, without bail. Due court pretrial hearing September 2nd. Okay, so this is old. This is an old thing here, but dude, Mayhem Miller in his day was so much fun to watch. Straight up, fun motherfucker to watch. He fought in Dream. He fought in fucking, and it's almost like any promotion that would take him, he would fight in, right? Fought for the UFC, obviously. He was in the Ultimate Fighter. He lost to Bisping. Did he lose to Bisping? I think he lost to Bisping. But anyway, he fought Strike Force. Obviously, the Strike Force battles. And he fought. That's where he got into it with Nick Diaz. Shit like that. And, he fought Kazushi Sakuraba, I think. And I think he beat him. He submitted Sakuraba, I think. Yeah. And that was when he ended up finishing with like a 28 win record. Like, Miller was that dude. And honestly, when he retired from MMA, or when he was retired from MMA, I was kind of hoping he would just go do grappling competitions, because he could still grapple. So, do you think Mike Perry is a draw, and why fuck with him anymore? Hey man, have a good night, dude. Why fuck with him? Yeah, I'll answer your question while you're gone. Why do you think Mike Perry is a draw? Why fuck with him anymore? I don't think he's a draw by himself. Actually, no, he's a draw. People like, okay. And actually I gotta go here in a minute, but it's people like to, when you're driving down the freeway, down the highway, let's say down the road, so we're not going too fast, and you see a car crash, you can't help but look, right? You hear about, so-and-so's going to do a stunt. He's going to walk across a tightrope across the Grand Canyon. You're not tuning in to watch him make it, right? You people go to, for example, like, I don't know if you guys ever heard of Live Leak. I don't recommend it. Liveleak.com is like awful ass fucking like videos of shit happening to people. Like, you click on there, you see like a murder from Brazil and shit. Like, it's fucking psycho shit. And like, I'll get a click sent to by my friends on there. It's like, hey man, check this out. I'm like, fuck no, I'm not. I'm good. But it's like that, right? Sometimes when you watch Mike Perry, you're not watching him because you're like, oh, he's the best, and he's at this, or he's the best at that. You watch him to watch a train wreck, right? And unfortunately for him, the train wreck has gone out of the cage. Like, I don't know how many how many things have to happen to this dude for somebody that gives a shit about him to at the very least sit with him and be like, hey, look, man, I care about you. This is what's going on. Now, he seems like, I don't know him, but he seems like the kind of guy I'd be like, oh, fuck you, then you're a hater now and all this shit. Who knows? And it might be too late for him. But like, as far as I'll watch him fight. I was really hoping for that Perry Lawler fight. I think Lawler would have fucked him up. It would have been a crazy fight. But I hope he gets help. I really do. I hope he gets help because he got a kid on the way and all that. So, yeah, kicking through a fucking glass door is a bad look. The alcohol issues is a bad look. And people like him, the kind of stories that he's living out and the kind of things going on with him have never, those stories never end well. Ever. Really. So I just hope for the best. CTE is real. Shabbos proved that to me. Yeah. All right, y'all. Last check of the headlines here before I got to roll out. Let's see. Peyton Manning and Charles Woodson among 15 finalists. Oh, Calvin Johnson's a finalist for the Hall of Fame in the NFL. Hell yeah. Calvin Johnson, 21. Let's go. No charges for officers in Jacob Blake shooting. Word. Well, I'm not gonna comment on that one. Yo, is that Georgia thing still going down? Let me see if I gotta pull this shit up. That Georgia shit still going down tonight? Gotta be, right? Just real quick, this is my prediction. The Republicans are gonna win, right? Especially that Cunty Kelly chick, who I can't stand as a person. She just looks like she's constantly smelling shit. But who knows, man? On election night, we all thought Donald Trump won, and then in the morning we woke up, turns out fucking Joe Biden won. But who knows, man? Honestly, the thing with I don't like one party having all the power, right? But I don't like the Republicans that are in there. I don't know if that makes sense, but I also don't want the Democrats to have all the power either. They're fucking nutty motherfuckers too. So there's got to be checks and balances. If they win those seats, man, all the lefty shit's gonna go through. It's like the woke thing, right? At some point, people get so woke, it's too goddamn woke. Even where did the woke people go at that point? Right? I just give you a headache. Perry looked the worst I've ever seen in his last fight. Yeah, he's not good, man. And he's like coaching himself, isn't he? His wife or his girlfriend's coach, I don't know, stupid or cornering him. You hear the NFL players getting half his paying Bitcoin. Yeah, that tackle from the Panthers. It's a risk. It's a risk. I think the government still has a problem with the fucking Bitcoin. So yeah. Anyway, all right, folks. Appreciate the hell out of you guys. I expected to be on here for like 20 minutes. I don't think anyone would show. So I appreciate the hell out of you. Yeah, Russell Okung, that's right. I think he's a Panther. But I appreciate the hell out of you guys, man. Yeah, you guys are dope. I will catch you guys tomorrow night for Keyboard Warriors Live. Myself and Fred. If you guys didn't hear, Jesse recently retired, but he's still the man, dude. So shout out to the sponsors, ripthewarriors.com, spicerspros.com. Spicers Pros is actually like putting up a lot of new shit soon. I'm not sure. That's what they told me, but they're going to start getting heavy on the sponsorship as far as we go. So I'm really hoping that means goodies for you guys, but we'll see. I have no idea, for real. All right, and then of course you can follow everybody here. I still have Jesse's on here, but Sport 1983 for Jesse at Kirby_MMA, for Fred, and I'm at Elo32, and KeyboardWarriorsMMA.com is where you can find all our content. And then the audio is up, is working again. So if you're following, or if you're subscribed to us on Spotify, iTunes, and all those other ones, you'll get this shit in the morning. So hopefully in the morning, we'll see. I might have to wait till the afternoon, but because I gotta do the edits and all that. But yeah, it's gonna do it for me, folks. So catch you guys tomorrow night. You guys are dope as shit. As always, you take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Oh, fucking hell, I almost forgot. Shout out to Otis, my brother Jesse, Unbroken was here. Tank 28, you dope, man. He hung out a lot for quite a while tonight. Raider SJ. I know Head Kick was here. Mr. Beckham, appreciate you. Danny Rodriguez, good luck to the Bucks. In the playoffs, what else we got? Everyone that tuned in, you guys are dope as fuck. Catch you guys tomorrow night for the Keyboard Warriors Live. Good night, and good night, Wilshire. Motherfuckers love it to be